Welcome back to Indian Trace. And so you know from the very beginning, this is going to be an Indian Trace giveaway. I haven't done a specific giveaway. Now I've given away things, but I haven't done a specific giveaway video. I don't think ever. Now look closely down the line here, because what we're looking at is 4 groups that are uniquely the same, but uniquely different. They have the exact same amount of artifacts in them. 10 pieces of pottery, 8 artifacts per group. And I'm going to let you see them up close. We're going to talk about the pieces, but I'm going to tell you what the criteria is for this giveaway. Now, there's only going to be 4 giveaways because each one of these groups is going to stay together. You out there who supported Indian Trace, who just love the North American Indian artifacts, I don't even care if you're a sub. If you're just passing by and you just love North American Indian artifacts, now this is an opportunity for you to get some, at least from eastern, central North Carolina, the coastal Piedmont. I have to clear these out, and these are some fantastic groups. Nothing wrong with them at all. They are stellar groups. But here's the bottom line foundation as we look at these 4 groups. And if I can get a good angle of it, I'll give you it again, and then we'll get in close. Look at these 4 groups. And they're numbered. So first of all, I want you to make sure you recognize the number as we go through them, because I want you to be able to include that if you're interested in this giveaway. And, you know, it's a lot of fun to do this. And on group 1 here, I will share these points. Of course, remember, notice the numbers, because there's a lot of great numbers here. There's a lot of great sets, and everybody has particular interests or particular favorites when it comes to artifacts. And I mean, every group has some stellar, interesting stuff. Completely different, though. And I was sharing with a friend yesterday, just I can't even tell you who it was. It was just somebody who made a comment. Call him a friend, you know what I mean. Look at these artifacts in this group. That there's a lot of these. Now, with every group, I'm going to guarantee there's one from my display quality artifacts. I took it out of the box. And there's another from my box, that's my export box, that things are getting ready to travel. We've got a scraper in every group. We've got one from my Heartbreakers vase in every group. But as we look through these, I meant to say that I almost can't stand having a box somewhere in the garage or whatever, or have these artifacts in a certain place and where they're just accumulating dust. I can't stand it. I have a whole lot of stellar, quality, incredible artifacts. And look at these 2. These are display quality artifacts right there. Phenomenal pieces. But these are being exported. These didn't come from the export box. These 2 came from the display box. All my pottery. Now, I'll keep some pieces, and I have a special place in my office. I made a video of it. But all my pottery is export pottery, meaning it's always ready to travel. It's always ready to find a good home. Now, look at this group. Little teeny Guilford. Some great points. These are from my exports. Now, this is from, and as you go through the groups, you'll see, this is from my Heartbreakers vase. I just want to go ahead and do a benevolent group here on Indian Trace for this giveaway. Here's the criteria. Now, there's the scraper in this group. There's a scraper in every group. Just some fun stuff. And there's a Guilford right there. Of course, set up with this great pottery. If you take a look at it or pause it, you will see the great texture and difference in the pottery, telling different dispensations. But look at these groups. Now, that's just one group. Every group I've made as stellar as possible and unique. That's group 1. Remember that. You can pause it and take a look at them. I mean, I'm telling you. Some fun stuff. Here's some of the criteria for the giveaway. And I'll listen when you respond or send me a personal note. Look at this group. First of all, I want you to be able to tell me why you can or cannot find artifacts where you live. If you cannot, whether it's a legal reason or whether you just don't have an area to collect, whether it's a land right reason, whether you've been thrown in jail, ticketed, why you can or cannot. Why you cannot, it could be a disability thing. This came out of my display box. It is an awesome Guilford right here. I mean, look at this piece right here. Nice piece, right? Full piece right here. Look at the scraper. This is a definite scraper. It's not a broken piece. If you could feel it, you would see how they worked all around this piece of quartz. What a perfect edge on this thing. Workable edge. Just such a unique piece of quartz, hard as can be. Right below it is a Heartbreakers, from my Heartbreakers vase. And a couple of three export artifacts. Fun stuff though. And of course the group of artifacts that surrounds it, the group of pottery that circles it. And of course, here is group 2. Nice point right there. Nothing here to shake a stick at. Why a giveaway? Well, I'm going to get more. When the rain hits, there's going to be some artifacts come in, and karma and the Spirit of God out there will lead me to awesome artifacts. You've seen it on Indian Trace. I don't doubt it for 1 minute. I know that the best thing I can do is try to stretch myself to be generous in a creative way. But there's a little work for you too. Remember, tell me why you can or cannot. And just be transparent about it. I'd love to hear it. And remember the numbers. That's group 2. Here's another one. For group 3, I will share this criteria. Tell me why. And you can go through this video and pause it and listen to it again, because I'm going to listen. I'm a teacher. I want you to be able to tell me why. Nice group, huh? Mercy. Of course, the pottery's out there. Very unique. I love the pottery. Gonna get a group of 10 pieces of really great pottery. And I don't find a whole lot. Some people maybe found a whole bucket full, but I don't find it. Tell me why you're interested in the North American Indian, in North American Indian history. Is it just a matter of getting rocks and collecting them and putting them in a bucket? Or putting these wonderful Indian arrowheads in a frame and that's it for you? You don't care anything else? Well, if that's the case, just tell me. Have enough courage to tell me exactly why you're interested in North American Indian. I'd love to hear it. I always learn. Look at those pieces. Because I'm going to give it away nevertheless. I'm going to find the best entries. Here's an awesome scraper. We've seen this in video. That's a great scraper right there. Good night, have mercy. Marl Mountain right here. You're looking at some great pieces. Of course, the Indian head nickel is going with the group. Every group gets one. Look at these artifacts. That's group 3. Like it? Good stuff. Fun stuff. Oh, right there. That is from my Heartbreakers vase. One piece in there. Significant broken piece. The last thing I'm going to want you just to make a comment, if you could, is what would you do with these artifacts if you could get them? It could be the simplest thing in the world. You could say, look at them, if you're a kid or what have you. You could say, put them in a frame that says North Carolina, Indian Trace. Doesn't matter. Here, look at the pottery around this. Good stuff in the natural light. Here's a great group. This is group 4. Look at this. You having fun yet? Anyway, what would you do with these artifacts? I'd love to know. But you got to answer those questions. And I'm going to be checking, just like a teacher would. And I'm going to be handing out the rewards. And sure as you live, I'm going to send them out. This is a nice piece from my display box. My goodness, that came from Crosslands. I'll never forget it. That came from Mecca. I know where they came from. My goodness, that came from Notchville. Fantastic points. Look at this stuff. Another scraper right here. Piece from my Heartbreakers vase. Mercy. So this group number 4, is up for grabs as well. Take a look at it. So group number 4, remember, tell me why you can or cannot find artifacts. As we go and take a slow-mo over the groups again. That's group 4. Tell me why you're interested in the North American Indian. That's group 3. Why are you interested? I'm interested to know, I'd like to know why you're passionate, what's really been the fuel behind it. I don't care if you have a huge collection. I don't care if you have no collection. I don't care if you can find them or if you can't find them. People are going to get these one way or another. This is a great group, group 2. Smoking group. Woo! And tell me what you're going to do with these, or what would you do with these if you could have them? They're going out the door. It's time. Spring's here. I got dirt ready. Rain's inevitable here in North Carolina. I've got sites. It's going to happen. Here's the group 1. Nothing to shake a stick at. Fantastic group. Oh my goodness. I mean, look at these pieces up top. Good mercy. Piece of quartz. My word. And so the last one, of course, what would you do with these artifacts if you got them? Group 1. So you can go back through the video. That's about long enough. And look at this on the long shot of it all. If I can get it all in and keep this video kosher. Don't know if I can do it. I'm going to try. I can barely look through it right now. Look at that. That's fun stuff. So out there with the subscribers I have, I don't have too many. I have about 1,000 or 1,100. But if you were looking, if you get to watch this Indian Trace giveaway, it only requires of you one thing, just to think a little. Put it out there. Choose a number. If it hasn't been taken, choose 1 or 2 numbers just to make sure. Say, I like number group 1 and group 3 or whatever. That's good stuff. And there they are. One more flyover. Group 1. Group 2. Mercy. Group 3. And Group 4. Man, that's clean living anywhere you cut it. So I really appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace. The prize pieces per group, I put right up at the top in a group of 3 or so. Let me know what's going on. Put a shout out to me. And I hope you have a great weekend. Let the spring come, right? From Indian Trace to you, everybody be well out there. And let's hear it from you.